SCP-10314 Rainbow Factory. Item number SCP-10314. Object Class Keter. Warning: staff with only Level 2 clearance or higher may view this document. SCP-10314 The Rainbow Factory. Written by waywardfallout. This fanfic was requested by Gundam 2018p. Chapter 1 SCP-10314 Rainbow Factory. Item number SCP-10314. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. A spherical perimeter at least 1 kilometer in radius is to be maintained and staffed around SCP-10314 at all times, avoiding the use of Pegasi when possible, and use Earth ponies or dragons as much as possible. This is to be reinforced with anti-teleport wards with a minimum total area of effect at least 2 kilometers in radius. At least 2 high-pulse Hume generators that are able to produce 70 Humes minimum. They are known as Hume Reality Anchors, HARs, are to be on site and armed at all times in class of an establishment event and preceding containment failure. 2 non-Pegasi guards are to be posted at each entrance and exit to the factory. Guards are to terminate all SCP-10314-2 instances on site and collect their remains for study. As of the Ethics Committee's Special Containment Procedures revisement, guards are to assist SCP-10314-1 instances that SCP-10314 and escort them to on-site medical staff if needed, then to questioning. If they are found suitable, they will be recruited into the SCP Foundation for minor job postings. Otherwise, they will be given a Class D amnestic and integrated into society with a plausible cover story when possible. Twice a month, a small team is to be sent into SCP-10314 and conduct a thorough sweep of the building. The team must consist of 10 to 15 members, none of which can be a member of the following species: Pegasi, Unicorn, Griffin, and Hippogriffs. It is recommended that the team be made of Earth ponies or dragons, as they are immune to the mimetic properties of SCP-10314-3. The team is to terminate SCP-10314-2 instances and aid SCP-10314-1 instances out of the anomaly, as leaving them in SCP-10314 goes against Ethics Committee ruling and presents a containment risk because if SCP-10314-1s are left in the building for time estimated at 2 months, establishment events may occur. However, it should be noted that while inside SCP-10314, creatures no longer need to eat or drink. Also, unicorn magic cannot be used inside SCP-10314. All creatures on site are to be rotated out every 3 months. Pegasi, however, are to be rotated out weekly and submit themselves to psychiatric evaluation before leaving Armed Site 113. This is done to screen for mimetic properties of SCP-10314-3. If the mimetic properties SCP-10314 are found residing in any staff, they are to be an administered Class B amnestic or have a level 2 memory removal spell cast upon them and move to a different site immediately. If any creature, unauthorized, enters a 3 kilometers radius of the anomaly, they are to be immediately detained and held for questioning, then released once administered a Class A amnestic or a level 1 memory removal spell is cast upon them. However, if they are found to be a part of the Cloudsdale Weather Corporation, CWC, they are to be held for interrogation, then arrested with a plausible cover story, and then used as possible D-Class or terminated at the site director's discretion. If any creature or creatures makes its way past the initial perimeter and reaches a distance of 1 kilometer from SCP-10314, they are to be terminated on sight. If an unauthorized creature manages to enter SCP-10314, on-site staff will notify the 05 Council of a possible impending containment breach and MTF GOM-15 Rainbow Chasers, so they may resecure SCP-10314 and prevent an overseer from being established. If SCP-10314 establishes an overseer, Protocol 34-color removal is to be activated immediately, regardless of the state of on-site staff. Failure to do so may result in an XK-class reality restructure scenario in which GOI-15, the Cloudsdale Weather Corporation, CWC, re-establishes complete control over the factory and resumes production of SCP-10314-4. If this occurs, the 05 Council are to be notified immediately of the containment failure. Description: SCP-10314 is the remains of the Cloudsdale Rainbow Factory, a building that floats approximately 1 kilometer off the ground at standard cloud building height, along with the rest of the city of Cloudsdale. It's located on the north side of Cloudsdale in the district. SCP-10314 is the building in which the anomaly takes place. The building has the outside dimensions of 250 meters by 500 meters and is 3 stories tall. However, interior dimensions vastly exceed this, as the floor space is at an estimated 1 kilometers by 1.5 kilometers and a minimum 4 to 5 stories tall. This estimate should be taken lightly, as SCP-10314's room layout changes at least once every 12 hours, making it difficult to get an accurate estimate. The building's exterior blends in with Cloudsdale seamlessly, as it appears to be made out of clouds like the rest of the city of Cloudsdale. This is not the case, as inside nearly every room found is mainly made entirely of steel, a material that is usually never used in cloud buildings due to its weight and complexity of enchantment, so it doesn't fall through the clouds. The amount of steel used would cost tens, if not hundreds of trillions of bits. It has also been reported that sometimes the remains of SCP-10314-1 are used to repair damaged rooms. SCP-10314 has a few notable rooms. The first and most important being the room that contains SCP-10314-3 and the Overseer's office. This room normally is located in the middle of SCP-10314, but has been once reported to be directly connected to one of the many entrances to the anomaly. Another notable room is referred to as the Pens by recovered on-site documents. This room is where SCP-10314-1 instances are held when an overseer is established and operating SCP-10314-3. SCP-10314-1 instances are creatures exiting SCP-10314. They are usually Pegasi of varying age, gender, build, color, and talent, and to date have not shown any evidence of anomalous properties. They are the fuel source for which SCP-10314-3 makes into SCP-10314-4. It is not known how they get into SCP-10314, with the best theories being that they manifest inside SCP-10314, or are moved there by unknown means. The Ethics Committee has deemed SCP-10314-1 instances as civilians, and as such, Foundation staff are to assist them within reasonable limits, as they have been a minor asset to the Foundation and are easy enough to reintegrate into society, namely because they do not remember anything before waking up in SCP-10314. Out of the recovered from SCP-10314, a disproportionate amount are unable to fly and young. The youngest age recorded was an orange filly of years old when she escaped with Field Agent Dash. SCP-10314-2 are theorized to be the guards of SCP-10314. They stand at approximately the same height as an average pony, have steel armor that covers their entire body, leaving no flesh exposed. SCP-10314-2 instances are highly aggressive to those not complying with the Overseer's orders. The entities have been reported to be armed with everything from a simple gun to a SCP-10314-2 instances seem to manifest in SCP-10314 randomly, as they have been reported to simply appear in front of or behind Foundation staff. They are usually low in numbers, with no overseer established. But if an overseer is established, SCP-10314-2's numbers grow to the hundreds quickly. They are not invincible, as they can be killed with a reasonable amount of effort. However, when disabled, no operators are found inside the armor, but are sometimes found to contain SCP-10314-3 is a large metal machine with one large needle approximately 4 centimeters in diameter attached to a mechanical arm. When given the body of a living creature that has innate magic, the needle will inject at the center mass of the creature and create SCP-10314-4, draining color from the subject in the process, leaving the body a gray color. However, while initial conclusions theorized that the machine drained the subjects of their magic, later studies found this to be false, as no magic is removed, only the subject's color. It is unknown how this is possible. SCP-10314 is called the by on-site recovered documents. The machine's name is the start of its mimetic properties. Saying the name alone to a Pegasus has resulted in two distinct reactions. 1. The subject expresses varying high levels of distress. The subjects state various things, but the most common are as follows. I can't fly. Why do I deserve to be fed to the... Don't deserve these wings. 2. The subject has illusions of power. The subject expresses that they are strong enough to operate the machine. The subject sometimes becomes hostile to those who don't deserve the wings they bear. SCP-10314-3 has been described as calling out to them by detained creatures who attempted to enter SCP-10314. CWC employees that have been captured or detained usually state the CWC employees on multiple occasions gathered in groups and attempted to storm Armed Site 113 and enter SCP-10314. To date, have succeeded. SCP-10314-4 are 7 liquids, each matching a color in the rainbow. Each one has their own unique effects when ingested. These effects appear to be permanent. They are listed below. SCP-10314-4 Red makes subject physically stronger without adding muscle mass. The level of strength added varies from subject to subject. SCP-10314-4 Orange makes subject harder to injure or get sick, to the point of having the flesh of the subject be as tough as steel. SCP-10314-4 Yellow kills upon ingestion after 1 hour. It is unknown how the victim is killed, as they are unharmed physically or magically. SCP-10314-4 Blue makes any Pegasus who drinks it a significantly faster and stronger flyer, and gives those the capability of flight back if lost by natural or magical means. SCP-10314-4 Green. When ingested, it will have no effect. However, when poured on clouds, plants will quickly start to grow. The plant produced seems to be entirely random, undergoing trials as a containment method for SCP- SCP-10314 SCP-10314 Indigo. SCP-10314-4 Violet increases the magical reserves of any creature with innate magic. It is also extremely volatile when moved. The Foundation has tested SCP-10314-4 to see if it could enhance the capability of staff and field agents. However, the liquids were found to be highly addictive to the point of needing continued consumption in order to continue bodily functions. Discovery and containment. The anomaly was discovered when Field Agent Dash got an anonymous tip about the unexplained disappearance of ponies in the Cloudsdale area. She notified the Foundation and went to investigate. She managed to resist the mimetic properties of SCP-10314-3 and reported her findings to the Foundation. It's believed that her exceptional loyalty to the Foundation is what allowed her to avoid being affected by SCP-10314-3. The threat was deemed high enough that MTF-Beta 15 Cloudbusters, an all Pegasi unit specializing in the containment of airborne anomalies, were sent in to secure and contain the site, and subsequently lost. 2 members managed to escape and informed the Foundation that a small army of SCP-10314-2s were present and had slaughtered the unit alongside the effects listed above. It is theorized the factory went into a state extreme lockdown due to Agent Dash's unauthorized exploration of SCP-10314. After gathering a temporary force of 2,000 creatures headed by General Cronwell, a low-level reality bender loyal to the Foundation, in order to storm SCP-10314. This succeeded at the cost of 728 staff, 38 of which were reported to be lost to the Overseer alone. On-site documentation was recovered along with 1,024 SCP-10314-1 instances. How the anomaly was able to remain hidden is unknown, but it is suspected that GOI-012, Marshall Carter, and Dark, MCD, may have had hoof in it due to the possible monetary value of SCP-10314-4 because of its anomalous properties. After the recovery of on-site documentation revealed that a large amount of the Cloudsdale government had ties to SCP-10314, the cover story of a large-scale financial scandal was put in place with the help of Equestria's government to allow the removal of said individuals. Notable instances. Incident 1. A Pegasus managed to enter SCP-10314 unnoticed as Site-113 was under construction at the time. The Pegasus proceeded to be established as the overseer of SCP-10314-3, and an XK-class reality restructure event occurred, forcing the Foundation to regain control of the anomaly. This incident led to SCP-10314 to be reclassified as Keter. Incident number 16. A unicorn stallion exited SCP-10314, claiming to be he was found to contain the memories of Incident number 19. A Pegasus mare exited SCP-10314, drained of her color. After a unit was sent into SCP-10314 to check for a containment breach, and found that there was no breach in containment. Once the lockdown lifted, staff tried to question the mare, but she was unresponsive as she would wander aimlessly. It was determined that she was in some kind of awake coma. Incident number 22. The Cloudsdale Weather Corporation gathered a large amount of employees near Armed Site 113. They proceeded to attack en masse, trying to get a few employees in SCP-10314 using the chaos as cover. This led to the firing of both HRAs, killing all creatures with innate magic on site. Interview Log 1. Date: December. Interviewee: Field Agent Dash. Interviewer: Dr. Green. Begin log. Agent Dash walked into the office of Dr. Green and sat down in the chair provided.
Good evening, Agent Dash. Now, before we begin, let's start with good news. Now, as you know, we at the SCP Foundation are cold, but not cruel. As such, the Foundation has granted both of the requests you made.
Really?
Yes. You will be moved to Ponyville on extended leave due to your above-average work ethic and dedication. You will have the specifics explained to you at a later date. As for the filly you rescued from SCP-10314, she will be moved to the Ponyville Orphanage. Your job will be to watch over her to make sure there are no long-term effects from SCP-10314. She will also have no memories of her time in SCP-10314.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now we need to know what happened when you investigated SCP-10314, as you were not qualified for explanation at the time.
That was the plan, Doc. just to investigate. But I didn't get a choice.
How so?
I entered the building, scouting out the first few rooms for the containment team, as with protocol. But when I got about 3 or 4 meters into the building, I felt a change in air currents and turned to find the door gone, replaced by a wall. So I started to try to find a way out. Doc, I have seen terrible things working for the Foundation, but that rainbow factory was something else. The best way to describe it would be that it gets in your head and messes with it. There was blood everywhere, dried like it had been there for decades, and some brand new. Messages also written in blood. There's also these guards in full metal, and
we know what you're talking about. The entity has been designated SCP-10314-2.
Okay, so I chose to shadow one of them to see if it passed an exit. It didn't. Instead, I found these cages. They were full of ponies. Almost all were Pegasi. I saw mares, stallions, fillies, and colts. I watched as the SCP-10314-2 opened a gate and grabbed out a white mare and dragged her down a hallway. I got curious and followed it. I wish I hadn't. I followed it into this room with a machine.
We know what the machine does. No need to explain it. But what about the mare being hooked up to SCP-10314-3?
She looked brain dead. She was unresponsive, only blinking every so often. Even when she was being drained of her color, she only had this look that made me think she was relieved. Relieved that it was finally over.
I'm sorry, but did you hear any voices or feel any unexplained urges at any point during your time in SCP-10314? Namely around SCP-10314-3?
No.
Continue.
Then, once SCP-10314-3 was done with the mare, I heard the sound of desperate cries for help getting closer. I watched as one of the SCP-10314-2s dragged in an orange filly no more than 8 years old. Didn't even have her cutie mark yet. Some motherly instinct in me triggered, I guess. I just acted, didn't think. I attacked the SCP-10314-2, killing it, I think. Then grabbed the filly and flew away, trying to find an exit.
Agent Dash then proceeded to be silent for approximately 3 seconds.
Agent Dash?
I found an exit after who knows how long. I went out the door, the filly still in my 4 legs, and turned to kick the door closed with my hind legs. Then, I saw her.
Her?
Dr. Green would like to note, Agent Dash had begun to cry at this point.
Agent Dash? Agent Dash, we can always do another interview if...
The bang of a hoof hitting the table was made by Agent Dash.
No! Just wait.
After a period of 10 seconds, Agent Dash had regained her composure and continued.
It was like looking in a mirror. Charging towards the doorway was myself, but wrong. I had this manic grin like we were food. Her food. Her coat was covered in blood that moved. Her eyes wide and crazed. She yelled something as I slammed the door shut.
And what would that be?
Not a single soul gets through. Even my own.
End log. At this point, Field Agent Dash became emotionally distraught. She became unable to reply to further questioning due to this state. Dr. Green tried to calm her down, but failed to do so and left the room. Field Agent Dash was recommended therapy once a week. She accepted without complaint. Hoof notes. Genetic testing was done on the body of SCP-10314's version of Field Dash. The body was found to have a genetic code and magical signature that matched Agent Dash. The